In this lesson, you'll discover how to visually identify open D-shaped chords without having to memorize chord tone locations. We'll now demonstrate how to use the interval between D and the remaining open notes to identify open D chords. The major second interval between open D and E, for instance, can be used as a reference to identify minor and major thirds on the top E string. A fifth from root D can be identified using the perfect fourth interval between the open D and G notes as a reference. The diminished fifth and the augmented fourth are basically the same interval and referred to as the tritone. The D minor and D diminished triads contain F, the minor third, while the D major and D augmented triads contain F sharp, the major third. The D major and D minor triads contain a natural fifth. The D diminished triad contains A flat, a diminished fifth, and the D augmented triad contains A sharp, a raised fifth. By replacing a triad's third with 2 or 4, we get suspended chords such as sus2 and sus4. The 2 in a sus chord is the open E note, while the 4 or G is found 3 frets above on the top E string. 9 is simply 2, though an octave higher. While sus chords don't contain the third, major add 9 and minor add 9 are basic major and minor triads with the added ninth. Now that we've identified triads and 3-note chords, we can move on to 4-note tetrads. The major sixth interval between the open D and B can be used as a reference when identifying the 6th, 7th, and octave intervals in the open D chord. Sixth chords include D major 6 and D minor 6. Seventh chords with a flat 7 include D minor 7, D minor 7 flat 5, also known as D half diminished, D dominant 7, or D7, D7 sharp 11, or D7 flat 5, D7 sharp 5, and D7 sus 4. Seventh chords with a natural 7 include D major 7, D augmented major 7, D minor major 7, and D diminished major 7. The fully diminished 7th chord is a special case because it contains double flat 7, which is the same as 6. The chord is simply a diminished triad with a major 6th. You can now apply your understanding of open note intervallic relationships to identify any chord on the fretboard that uses the top 4 strings. Take our quiz to test your interval recognition skills by identifying the red dots in the fret diagrams below, and then verify your answers on the next screen. Our reusable chorder, which comes in various models, is a great tool to practice chord identification using the shortcuts discussed in this lesson. Check out our books on visual interval and chord training. Download our apps on Apple Store and Google Play. If you found this tutorial helpful, please like and share our video.